Hey y'all, what's going on? This is Jesse Both from the 19th hole, and it is Tuesday, so that means we have a tournament announcement for you here this afternoon. We have the next up-and-coming tournament, the Coastal Classic Tournament. And this tournament is going to take place on Monday, August 19th, and that's when qualifications will begin. We're going to talk a little bit about the tournament here in this video, go over some of the ground rules, and then talk about some of these holes just briefly, just to kind of get ourselves, in the right frame of mind for what to expect out on the practice course during this week as we prepare for the tournament. Later in the week, the actual guide videos will come out where I go much more in depth into each of these holes. We'll talk about club, ball, usage, also elevation changes that you may look at and expect in this tournament, and just get into some of the different routes that you can play on each of the holes. There will be a rookie guide. There will also be a pro expert guide for this tournament coming up later in the week, most likely sometime on Thursday or Friday for each of those two guides. So let's go ahead and get started here and look at what we have. First of all, we're going to talk about the divisions for the tournament. You have 4 divisions: rookie, pro, expert, master. What you see below are the prizes for winning first place in each of these divisions on the weekend. The prizes do scale down from these payouts, and as long as you make the weekend, you're going to get some sort of a prize chest, so that's definitely pretty cool. In addition to that, you also do receive tour chests for winning holes during the tournament. So if you win a hole in qualification, you get a prize chest. If you win a hole during opening round or weekend round, you get a tour chest. And the way it works is rookie gets tour 3, pro gets tour 6, expert tour 9, and then masters level get tour 12 chests. These chests are a little bit better in the tournament than they are on actual tour play. It's the amount of cards that you can win in each of these chests that do go up just a little bit. So definitely keep that in mind when you're trying to decide which division you want to play, because that is kind of like an added bonus during the tournament. So moving on, these are the actual rules for each division, as you can see below. As follows, the rookie plays from the first tee, the pro expert play from the second tee, and the masters play from the third tee. That always stays the same. The wins do increase depending on what division you do play. The needle speed goes up the higher you get division-wise. And then once you get into the expert and masters division, they have the hidden spin, which basically means you will not get to see your opponent spin, top spin, back spin, left spin, right spin, or ball guide when they are setting up their shot. If you play pro rookie, you will be able to see these spins and see what your opponent is doing. This is the course that we have for this tournament. Is a combination of the Oasis and also the Porthello Cove course. Definitely an interesting combination of courses. It's been a long time since we've seen the Porthello Cove. It was last summer major is when this course was introduced, and looks like we're going to get it again. So starting on Thursday the 15th, which is a few days from now, the Oasis holes will be available on the 6-star hotel courses and Club Oceana tours, which basically means tours 4 and tours 10. You will be able to find the Oasis holes. If you want to play the Porthello Cove holes, you'll have to look at the World Links and the Origin Links tours, which is tours 5 and tours 12. So once again, for the Oasis course, tours 4 and tours 10. For the Porthello Cove course, tours 5 and tours 12. So if you're playing rookie, you get a chance to play every single one of these holes. Last tournament, you kind of got left out. This tournament, you all get the holes. For the pro expert, you can play the Oasis holes, and then for the masters and above, you get to play the Porthello Cove holes, which are always on your tour anyway. So they do try to make things fair and switch it up for each division during the different tournaments. One division may not get as many holes as one of the other divisions, and then the next time they kind of return the favor. So as you can see, these are holes 1 through 9. We're going to go in depth a little bit more and just kind of talk about the routes and the elevations quickly for each of these 9 holes. So I'm going to make my photo a little bit smaller, and we're going to go ahead and go on. Okay, we got hole number 1 here. This is Oasis hole, and this is par 5. This is going to be a huge opportunity to get an albatross on this hole. A lot of people hit the albatross on this hole in previous tournaments. you're going to play a 10% elevation off the tee box. You're really trying to get your drive into this area right here. So a lot of people are going to play it to the left and skip it over that way. And that's going to be a pretty common theme, especially from the first and the second tees. If you get high tailwinds, you can possibly go to the right side and try to get your shot up, up into this fairway. But that's going to take a pretty specialized shot with the perfect wind and the perfect ball club combination. So most of you all are going to need to concentrate on that left route. Depending on the wind that you get, if you have a nice tailwind, in the lower divisions, you can go with more accurate club like the quarterback. And then you can go, in the higher level divisions like Pro Expert, definitely can go like Thor, Extra Mile, APOC. Really just want to get yourself to the end of that fairway, so whichever way best gets you there is going to be the best club to use. Too much topspin with tailwind can put you through that fairway into the rough, so definitely pay attention to that. Don't let that happen to you. Second shot, I love the sniper for this hole. This is the sniper albatross hole right here. Another 10% elevation change, and you're just going to play that shot towards the hole with the sniper. It's going to definitely depend on the wind that we do get for the tournament, is how we're going to actually play the shot. And we'll just have to wait and see. But that's the way I would be practicing this one. I'll be practicing it to the left with driver and then sniper to the hole, trying to just kind of get a feel for that route. Hole 2 here is a par 4, another Oasis hole. A lot of people are going to be playing this to bounce this shot over into this zone right here. If you have a good tailwind, you can either bounce it, here and then up the fairway, possibly bounce it to the second fairway, and then try to use some curl to get your shot farther up that fairway. Now, if you get a nice tailwind, there's definitely possibly the ability from the second tee to try for a hook over power shot to bring this ball farther up into that last third fairway for like a short iron possible wedge shot to the hole, which that did happen last time we had this hole. So there's different shots for all the different levels of play here. The rookie player, you're going to probably be looking more to the left side. The pro player, probably the left side as well. The expert and above player, though, are going to have probably that opportunity to make that power shot up the middle and try to put yourselves in really good position for that next shot. But we'll have to wait and see. Being a par 4, especially in the lower level divisions, you're not going to see a whole ton of probably eagle drops here. This second shot from the left side is going to be another about 10%. And it will be a sniper shot where you kind of have to curl it over and around that bunker and try to roll it out to the hole that way. It's definitely going to be a shot that probably requires right side spin. And then, depending on your location, top spin. If you have a really good drive, maybe a little back spin to help stop that ball and help direct it towards the hole. So, like I said, and I always say, it just really depends on the wind angles that we get for the actual tournament before we can really either say, yeah, this is how we're going to play the hole with this type of spin and this type of technique. Next hole, we got hole number 3, the return of Billy Goat Bluff. Yes, Billy Goat Bluff is how this hole was named on the last tournament. In my info video, I actually called it Billy Goat Ridge because I said this just looks like a hole where there should be some Billy Goat sitting up here at the top of this hill, or in the rocks. And then in the actual guide video, I changed it to Billy Goat Bluff because it sounded better. But yes, the return of Billy Goat Bluff. This is a very severe downhill shot right here. I'm going to say 50% at least. You can play the shot off this ridge. Some people play the shot all the way down here to this area. It's a shot that takes left side spin and back spin. It's a tough shot. You're going to see a lot of people using like higher level Thors, Rockets, quarterbacks. In the rookie, there's definitely possibly a chance at a rough bump here, just depending on the kind of wind that we have. Just so many different possibilities for this hole, but it's going to be at least 50%. Some people will play different elevations. You can play different elevations and just set it up differently. So, I say 50%. I think that's like the minimum elevation to play this hole, and you may see other people playing it with even higher elevations, depending on the way they're going to play this hole. The shot off the top here is just like, I don't know, it's almost like that's a decorative spot here for this hole, because that's not a way that anybody played this hole in the last tournament. But we'll have to see. Maybe they'll give us a win where that top spot comes into play for some reason. Billy Goat Bluff. We will see you next week. Okay, hole number 4 here is another Pothello Cove hole. It's a par 4. The opportunities on this hole are to play it either to the left side here, or play, to the right side here, my bad, or to the right, to the left side here, and you can play some sort of a curl shot where you bounce it here and you try to roll it up onto this left fairway. Those are like the more conservative ways to play this hole, I guess I would say, because there are definitely some riskier ways to play this hole, and we will talk about those a little bit more in depth when we get into the guides, for sure. If you have tailwinds, you can definitely play a power curl shot to the right side, where your ball comes in here and you'll get the huge bounce over here and then you roll towards the green. You can definitely play the huge curl shot to the left-hand side as well, where you hit here on this fairway and then bounce and roll towards the green as well. So definitely some possibilities here, and depending on the wind that we get, it definitely could be a high flying hole with some big balls and big clubs being used. So we'll just have to wait and see. All right, next hole is Oasis hole. It's a par 3. This one right here is like plus 10%. You can either play the shot off this area right here with, depending on the wind. Definitely left spin and left curl, where you're going to hit here and just kind of roll and hopefully get yourself the ace. The rough bump here may be in play as well, which would be a similar route where it goes up the hill and back down for the ace. Some people will play the shot off this left island. I've never been someone that's been, a very big proponent of that shot, but you never know. You never know what could be figured out during a tournament. Someone may discover the next best way to play this hole, for all we know, off that left island. So the ways you'll see most people playing it, though, are going to be like the long iron with left curl and left spin off that right-sided island area, or like a sniper rough bump. Those are going to be the main ways you see people play this hole. Okay, next hole we got is another Oasis hole. This is par 5. Off the tee box, playing it to the left side is going to be the most common way you see people play this hole. You'll bounce here. You'll either fly over the rough and land here, or you will bounce to the second and then roll over. Your end goal is to get to that third area, which sets yourself up for a second shot towards the green with a sniper, or in maybe some cases in lower level divisions, the big dog. So definitely a very interesting hole, and it's actually a pretty fun hole to play. About 10% on the drive, and then you're looking at about 20% elevation change on the second shot. Some people will opt to play to the right side if the wind is good. Some sort of a curl shot, just trying to get their ball up into that fairway as far as possible, and then from there you will have a second shot towards the green. It'll be one of those left spin, back spin type shots where you just try to roll that shot in towards the hole. So it is definitely a hole that could give some people issues depending on the winds that we have for the second shot. These bunkers could definitely come into play and cause some havoc. So we'll just have to wait and see. Next hole here is another par 3. This one right here, you can play the shot with a sniper kind of off this area. You can play sometimes a sniper here. You can play a driver off here. You can play a rough bump here. Lots of different options for this hole. I would say at least something like a 15% elevation change for the shot, especially if you're going to play it to this back section. And then the other ones, definitely the elevation could go up a little bit because they are lower line areas once you get past that first location. So those may be some things that we just have to figure out as we go along. I do remember a lot of people trying to play this this rough bump right here. It may have even been farther up in the rough, I can't remember. But a lot of people played it, and some people had a little bit of success to it. But I think, for the most part, this was basically a birdie hole in the last tournament as well. The shot here would be, with some right spin, and you just kind of try to roll it towards the hole that way, and you change your backspin or topspin depending on what kind of a wind that you had. This shot right here would definitely be like a rocket or a high level Thor or backbone shot with lots of backspin, just trying to go directly at the hole with that shot. So interesting hole. Have to wait and see how it develops. Next hole we have is a Porthello Cove hole. It's a par 4. We'll go 10% here on the first shot, and you're really trying to get your shot up into this area of the fairway. So whether or not you play this shot with the bounce here, that's what you're looking for, is try to get your shot up into that second fairway. From there, you're taking a shot towards the green. I want to say we didn't play the shot with any elevation for the second shot, but it's definitely an interesting green. There is, it's not like a flat fairway or fringe area in front of the green. That's a pretty severe slope upwards towards the green. So any ball landing in those spots, hits the wrong spot, that ball bounces straight up and then back down into this bunker. So definitely be very cautious when you are playing those shots off that fringe area. Some people played the shot into the rough line right in front of the fringe for like a rough bump with like the Goliath as well. You need a good amount of topspin to be able to pull that shot off, though, because of the steep nature of that slope. I think in the end, a lot of people end up playing their like long iron shot, like with a Saturn or something with a lot of backspin and right spin, and then just try to land that shot on the front portion of that green and then try to roll it towards the green that way. There was the possibility of a backboard shot off the cliff that some people did attempt to try, and it was definitely quite interesting to see, where they actually took the shot straight off this cliff back here behind the hole, using it as a backboard back down to the hole. And I can't remember who it was, but somebody got the ace, and or not the ace, but the eagle, playing it that way. It was quite interesting. So, okay, next hole is the last and final hole, hole number 9. Hopefully we can just play this shot to the right side. I would play about a plus 10%. And this is a shot you'll be playing with some good curl, probably some sort of a power curl shot. Most likely where it comes in, you're going to bounce to the left here and then try to roll up as far as you can up into this fairway here. From there you have a second shot to the green with the sniper, where you bounce over and then try to roll it in for possible albatross. The other way to play this hole was to the left side. It is very highly elevated to the left side, so this is like one of the rare times where you play a minus percentage. It's like a minus 20% shot to this left side, and then from here, you'd play your shot to about right here, and you come up this hill, and then it's got a very steep roll downwards. So you want to roll it down here into this area. These rough areas are in play if you use too much topspin on that shot. So it's kind of like a really tricky shot to play. The crazy shot, though, on this hole is the second shot from the left-hand side, where you're playing it like almost straight down into the gorge. You're playing this shot right there, and then you're bouncing it over and then rolling it to the hole. It's something like a plus 40% elevation change. It's just something just crazy. And definitely at the long shot, so if you don't get a lot of distance on your drive, you better have that big dog or that cataclysm in, because that is a shot that could cost you a stroke if you don't have the correct club in. I would pray that we get the wins to just play the shot to the right side. I'd much rather play like a full curl shot or a power curl shot that way than to the left-hand side. I think it's a better albatross chance to the right side. Playing to the left side it's more of a hit and pray that you get somewhere near the green to give you a chance at the eagle type shot. So we're going to just go ahead and pray for the right side albatross chance here on this one. Alright, y'all, that was the info video. Thank you all very much for hanging out. Hopefully y'all learned a thing or two that can help you practice during the week. Like I said, later in the week, the guides will come out for rookie, pro, and expert. The pro and the expert will be together. Definitely check us out on Golf Clash the 19th Hole on Facebook if you haven't already done so. I would definitely love to see you there. Also, check out my friend Golf Clash Italy, Gio Viviani. Definitely give him a look on his channel. It's him, a group of other guys that also stream through that channel as well. Definitely a lot of great Golf Clash content. Gio's got his little parody going right now, where he's doing like where he's going all the way through to the end and you know, definitely something worth checking out. So definitely check him out on his channel, Golf Clash Italy. Look up Gio Viviani. He also has a Facebook page. You can find him at the name that you see below on the screen. All right, y'all, take care. Have a good day. God bless.